play better than that. But at the end of the day, we got to move on to the next game, see what we did wrong, fix it, and then move on.
Trace, do you think it was one of those nights where you guys just didn't have it, or do you think you guys just didn't come out with the energy required to win an NBA basketball game?
I wouldn't say that we didn't have it, because I felt like in the second half we definitely put a little run together. But at the same time, Coach told us after the game this is really the first time where we really just got punched in the mouth and a real goose egg, I would say. But at the end of the day, we just got to learn from it, fix our mistakes, and move forward.
What do you feel like is, the biggest reason this team should continue to have optimism right now? And is Draymond's return a big part of that?
Draymond is going to be a huge piece for us, especially on the defensive end of the floor. I feel like he's one of the connectors. He's a huge talker. Even when he was out there on the sidelines, just talking to us, telling us what we should do, our halftime adjustments, who should guard who to start the second half, which sparked one of our runs. He's just huge. He's a huge guy in the locker room, and he's much needed on our team.
Trace, from your perspective, where are the breakdowns coming from on your defense? Is it because, Steve, there's constant changing of the rotations and guys aren't really gelling, or maybe not gelling, but just cohesive enough with each other yet? Where do you see the breakdowns coming?
I don't think it's anything to do with that, because every night it's a different lineup that's doing very well for us. So it's not necessarily the same lineup every time that plays well, and so I don't think it was that. But I do think that our transition defense is something that needs to get better, and that's something that we've been harping on since the Dallas game. And so transition defense, they got early post-ups with Scotty Barnes and Siakam, and we got to stop that.
What do you think happened in that first half overall?
It was a tough start. We had a weird turnover that set the tone, really. And then, every time they got a stop, they kind of ran it right back at us, took advantage of some, the size advantage. And then it becomes a game where you're chasing right out the gate, so got punked from the jump, not the way that you want to come out. It was a rough one.
Steph, it's never always sunflowers and roses in the NBA all the time, and I know you said the other day that, you haven't lost hope in this team, but how concerned are you at this point in the season that you guys haven't really been able to find that consistency from day to day?
The concern level grows as, the more nights like tonight that you have and, tough losses. Obviously, I got to play better and be more efficient, find a way to get going early and give us some life. My nature, when things get hard, is to look at what you can do better. So I'm gonna stay there and respond the way I know how to do. I know the way Klay's been playing, it's been great, and he gave us everything he had tonight to even give us a chance in that third quarter. We've been mixing up some lineups that is the challenge for us, like we say, is to find chemistry and to find an identity as fast as possible with just the hand that we've been dealt this year. And, we failed that test tonight, so that doesn't mean Wednesday you don't show up with the right mentality and the right confidence and the right approach to bounce back, and then you got to do it again. So I don't want to be the broken record up here, but that's the challenge for us.
What was it like to have Draymond back in the building and back on the bench, and how much do you think that his imminent return will help some of the chemistry issues?
It was great to have him back. You miss his presence, and he talked a little bit during the timeouts, a little bit at halftime, trying to give us what he had. I know he's going to put some work in this week and hopefully get back sooner than later. Chemistry piece is when he's out there, we know what he brings on both ends of the floor. There is definitely familiarity and a confidence that he brings when he's out there doesn't necessarily guarantee success. We have to continue to address the issues that we have as a team to find that consistency, but you hope that he'll help for sure.
You guys tried that Wiggins and Kuminga together in the starting lineup. Obviously didn't work tonight. Why do you think that combination or combinations that include them just haven't really worked this year?
I don't know the specific numbers, but tonight was one of those that just, I don't know, everything that they bring from athleticism and energy, we just didn't produce anything for us, especially like our transition defense was the problem in that first 6 minutes. They had, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 20-something points in the paint in the first quarter, and it was all easy layups off of mismatches. And then you're not able to get out and run in transition yourself because you're taking the ball out of the basket, and that's where they flourish the most in the open floor. So it was just a bad combination of performance on both ends. But I don't know, the challenge for both of them is we need them to play well and to produce, because they give us so much from an athletic perspective and the size, especially at the wing. So we got to keep addressing or tweaking things, whether it's play calling, whether it's just a mindset thing, and try to figure it out.
Steph, if you don't mind, a question that's not directly related to the game, but I was talking to Emmanuel quickly, and he was saying how you've been something he's really kind of modeled his game after, and I'm wondering if you're kind of how it feels to know that there's so many young guards who kind of share your size, share some of your skills that are kind of you've influenced coming up in the league these days.
It's amazing. It speaks to how long I've been around, but how you're playing against guys that watch you, throughout the years, and to your point, taking bits and pieces of what I do and try to add to their game. He's got so much potential in this league. I know the change of scenery can be fresh for him, and he's got a nice responsibility as a starting point guard now. And I talked to him once or twice over the last couple of years, gave him some words of wisdom. He's been pretty proactive to reach out, and that's been dope. So overall, big picture is cool, but I want to slow the young bucks down and hold my position as long as I can.
Thank you.
Also kind of unrelated to this game, Tara Vanderveer, I'm sorry, she won her 12,000th game tonight, 3 away from Coach K for the most wins in
I was about to say, how long has she been coaching?
I'm sorry, 12,000, not 1,200. My apologies.
I know what you're saying.
1,200, not sorry, dyslexic over here. Yeah. Anyway, just you've been here in the Bay watching her coach for a while now. Just how special is that milestone and her eminent kind of record that she's chasing down with Coach K?
Absolutely amazing. She's a legend, icon. What that program means for women's basketball, what it means for basketball in general. It's cool to have a family member that's, I got to see it up close and personal more than I did before with Cam there. So been to games, talked to her, got to know her a little bit. She's a hoop head. Like Cam was talking about how much film she watches and how hard she works, even with all that success that she's had and the amount of wins. So pretty amazing milestone. And when she hopefully surpasses the all-time, I hope she gets her flowers. I know she's been getting them year after year, but that's something. That's a record that needs to be acknowledged.
Cool. Thank you for practice.